Hi, welcome to Gay America. Real talk coming to you. It is Friday, June 18th. First of all, I want to start off the show by doing a few apologies. I've been told that on my end the volume's either too loud or too low, and that the coloring's all messed up on this. I don't like that, and I apologize for that. Each show will be better and better, I promise. I hope by the next show all these kinks are worked out. Believe me, honey, I don't like this neither because I watch my videos after they're published, and I see that the screen makes me look really fat. Now, I'm really not this fat, so I'm not liking this at all. So I promise you they're going to get better. So I did keep my word on one thing, though. I said we were going to spice things up. Some people had mentioned they got tired of seeing the gay flag behind me. I tucked it down. But I had to keep Mia, this fabulous woman I've known for over years. She watches the show, very loyal. Bless her heart. I always say have a fabulous day. So she put that in there. And you all know by now that I love me some drag queens and some femmes. Honey, there ain't nothing better than that to me. So she got my bear hair all decked out, looking fabulous. Over here is our rainbow. So I had to keep something in to be me. I don't like to advertise anyone or anything. But tonight's shirt I thought was important. So I'm going to show you, in case you can't see what it says. It says, gay is okay. And honey, I'm here to tell you, being gay is okay. Did you hear me? Being gay is okay. All right, let's get right into the show because we have a few things to talk about. I met with Beat Coalition today. I cannot brag to you enough about how fabulous, amazing, smart, educated these people were. But what I found more impressive to me than anything was their compassion. Let me explain why. I felt they were compassionate. When I first went in, I met with this gentleman that is the HPV. Sorry, I said that wrong. Even though I said I don't read from scripts. I'm going to read you his title so I can give you the exact address to you. I do apologize. HIV Prevention Program Director he is. The address is 1017 North Main Street, Suite 200. At the end of the show, I will give you the address one more time. If you're saying you don't know where that's at, it's over by the gay clubs. It's right behind Essence. So if you don't know where this is, try to find Essence. It's important. And if you don't live in San Antonio and you went tested and you don't know where to begin to look at or whatever it may be that you just can't find them, contact me and I promise you I will get you to the right people. And if I don't know the people to get you to, I will know someone that will know someone that can get you there. Because it's important to know your status. Like, when I say know your status, I don't mean just your HIV status, which is the proper term for this. I would have told you a few hours ago it would have been AIDS status, but I'm wrong. It's HIV status. But, honey, when I say know it, I mean know it all. Know it all. Know if you have any sexual transmitted diseases at all. The most common one, of course, is HIV and AIDS. I took a pamphlet today from them so I can show you some of these pamphlets. That they're important. Right here. Chlamydia. It took me a while to say this word today. I want to make sure I said it right. Thank goodness I think I just did. Genital herpes. Now, you used to hear about these sexually transmitted diseases all the time. I don't hear about them as much. I'm not saying they don't exist because these pamphlets wouldn't exist if it's not true. Another one. Gonorrhea. Syphilis. This one I have never, ever, ever heard of. Ever. HPV. Once a month, we're going to pick one of these sexually transmitted diseases. And we're going to talk about it. I need to find out more information on my behalf so I can pass it along. So that's why I say we're not going to just focus on those tonight because I want to find out more information for you. I was going to read to you off these papers and all a lot of these facts that I learned today, but I decided not to because, again, the staff is so freaking amazing and wonderful. They have agreed to let me do an HIV test on the air. I'm going to let them give me one on the air. Is it because I want you to know my status? No, I don't care if you know it because I'm going to tell you anyway. That's what real talk is, honey. I share. But me sitting here telling you some of these facts and what I learned today, which we will learn some of them, but it's going to be more important is when they're giving me the test next week that maybe I can ask them the questions. They may not be on camera because of their job, or maybe they don't want no one to know they work there, or whatever the circumstances are. I do try to show that kind of respect. But I will be able to ask these questions. And if there's a question that you want to answered by them, please leave a message because we will find out that answer. As long as it's not nothing stupidly, perverted, I will ask it for you. But I'm not going to make them out to be an ass because they are a remarkable staff. They really are. One thing I learned today that I do want to share more than anything, I would have thought 18 to 28-year-olds was more detected. But I found out it's 13 to 24. Did you hear me? 13 to 24. I was actually blown away by that. Because are we not educating? Is it peer pressure? What is it? I don't have the answer. I really don't. I'm going to say we're uneducated. Because I don't care if the billboards are up, the pamphlets are out. If I was 13 and I'm with my group of friends, honey, I am not picking up a pamphlet that says syphilis, gonorrhea, HPV, genital herpes. I'm not going to do it. Crabs? Come on. I just embarrass myself and just look like a fool in front of my friends. So how do we get the message out? That's what we need to figure out. Do we need to go into schools and give group speeches? I know some states do this. Maybe it should be taught in church. I don't have the answer for this. I've never sit here and pretend like I'm educated, I'm smart. That's why I went to these people today, because they are educated. They are smarter than me. And that's what I'm saying. I'm stupid. Because I believe in you got to love yourself to believe in yourself. And I do love myself to believe in myself. But they're educated on subjects that maybe I'm not. That's why I went to them. So I go into the office today, and I meet this gentleman. I almost said his name, and I apologize. But he was so nice and just talking. At first, I didn't have to ask questions. He is so compassionate about his job, he just started talking. There was no questions. I kept trying to interrupt to ask questions, but at the same time, I wanted to show respect because he knew what he needed to say. Plus, they're busy people. They took time out today to talk to me. And I cannot thank you enough for this. There are so many other organizations in San Antonio. Do not think I'm excluding them. But when it comes to my HIV test, I go to Beat the Coalition. It's because I've learned to trust them. I've met the gentleman a few times prior to this interview. He's always been nice to me and showed me respect. And that goes a long way in my book. Especially when I'm in there talking about something so serious and I'm going to have some blood work done or a mouth swab. I want someone that I can trust. And he's not going to hire people that he can't trust or have that privacy. That's why I go to them. So if you're going to message me and say, well, what about this other group in town? Whatever makes you happy, just know your status. I don't care where you go. I'm going to talk about them because I know about them. Another thing that people always go around and say, how do I get it? Sex. We all know that one. That's the given one. I can sit here and lecture you about stop having sex, stop sleeping around. But who am I to judge you? And that's something I learned today when I went into his office. He's like, we are not here to judge. And I've said on the show before, I don't want to criticize people. I don't want to put people down because I feel people are just downright stupid. Who am I to say that? So for me to tell you not to sleep around, that would be wrong. We all know that's the best way to stop it. Just don't have sex until you find the right one. Second one is drugs. And what I mean by drugs is the needles. I'm not saying if you have blood work tomorrow done at the hospital, you're going to get AIDS or HIV or any other kind of disease. Please, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if you're a druggie and you're sitting there shooting up this needle, but you have HIV, but you're not going to tell anybody else in your group. If you do, God bless you for that. but most likely you're not. You're not even thinking about that. So you pass that needle on. You might have just infected that next person. That person passes it. It just keeps going around and around until it comes back to you. How many people did you just take a chance on infecting? Now I'm going to tell you my opinion. That's freaking sad, honey. That is sad. That you might have just infected that many people because you don't want to tell somebody. I met this gentleman once that was at a club. He was telling this guy, oh no, I'm clean, I'm clean, I'm clean. I'm single, so I'm on dating sites. And I had known before that he tells people he's negative, but he's really positive. Okay, I can't walk up and say, oh my God, you're lying. You're freaking positive. It's not my place. Now, if I can pull him to a side, or if he comes up and says it to me, like if he comes up to me and he says I'm negative, I will check you. And I will tell you that no, I know from the website we're on together that I've seen your profile and it says positive. I'm not going to broadcast your business at the club because that's not right on me. I wish I could. But there are laws for your protection. I would honestly like to beat the hell out of you for lying about it personally, but that's not right. Each person has to live with their own decisions that they make. So if you want to lie and say you're negative when you're positive, that's on you. I've been asked multiple times, would I date someone that has HIV? Would I date someone that has AIDS? I've always said yes. Because when I find that man, whether he's that gorgeous femme or, drag queen, whatever it is, I'm not just seeing that. I'm seeing their heart. It's not HIV, John, HIV, Tom. Oh my God, Will has AIDS. I can't date him. By the way, these names I just pulled out the top of my head. I don't know any of those people that has AIDS or HIV, so I apologize if you take offense to me using someone's name. But I don't see that. I see it as I want to grow with that person. We all have a past. I've been asked by someone that said, it was in my family, are you trying to get it? Is that why you say you'll date someone with it? I'm looking stupid here because I just think that's the most stupidest freaking question I've ever heard. Do I want it? It's like saying I want to go outside tomorrow and get shot as I walk out. No! But I'm not going to deny that person true love just because he has a disease. To me, that's unfair. I might be missing out on the best damn guy in my life by judging. And remember I've said, don't judge people. You don't want to be judged. I learned that 1.1 million Americans living with HIV. There's a chart, and right now I'm not going to show it because I'm going to get more statistics as I be able to say it better. But in the chart, it kept going down in numbers. And again, it makes you wonder, is it because not enough people are educated? Is it people just don't care? I just want everyone to understand that you should know your status. Anyone can get this. This is important. Like I said, it upsets me when I hear, oh, this is just a gay disease. Maybe in 1981, it was. But it's not no more. Anyone can get it. Because a straight man could go in the same club, tell this woman he's negative, or she might tell him she's negative. But at the end of the night, one of them might be positive. You might have just got it, but you're straight. You might have shared that needle with a friend, but you're both straight. You just got it, maybe. There are so many things I want to say, and I want to read a few things off of here real quick, and I apologize again for reading. Hepatitis B is transmitted by sex. Hepatitis C is chronic. You can die if not treated. That's important to know. Another thing I've learned, and I knew this before, but it was always nice to hear it again, that if you're a bottom, if you're in the gay sex, it's a higher risk for you to get it. I'm not saying, honey, stop all bottom. No, 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 no. I want you to play fun, but play even safer. And that goes right back to the same thing where I said I would date someone that has HIV or AIDS, because there is such a thing as play safe and still have fun, honey. I asked a young man that he's negative, but his partner's positive. At first they used protection. Now it's like in a routine and they don't. I asked, is it because you love him enough? Or is it because you're still not thinking I can get it? What's the answer? I don't think there is a proper one. I really don't. Because Romeo and Juliet did it, right? Then they both decided they wanted to die together. You have to do what makes you feel comfortable. I don't pass judgment, and no one else should. You do what makes you happy. If that means having unprotected sex, you know the risk already. But you do what you feel comfortable with. I can tell you, I don't care if you got to double wrap it. Well, that just lost a lot of pleasure. Double wrap it, whatever you got to do so it don't break. It does break. And if you're a female and you're not wanting to get pregnant, always don't rely on that man to have that protection. Or if you're a gay person and you're wanting to go out and have sex tonight, don't count on the other person having protection. Always have your own protection on you. Don't trust anybody. Don't leave it up to anybody. If you want safe sex, you bring your equipment. I don't mean equipment. I'm sorry. We all got our equipment. I mean bring your own protection. It takes one mistake. Hopefully, if you're drunk, maybe the other one won't be as drunk, and maybe he'll be smart enough to say, let's put a rubber on. But again, I'm not judging you because mistakes happen. Everyone has that past. Now, I don't know, but I'm trying to get this young couple on here for Sunday for an interview. I think their freaking story is amazing. They're young. One is positive and one is negative. I think they have a lot to say. And me talking to someone that actually has the virus can answer a lot better questions than I can. And it goes to prove my point. That person that's negative saw more into that person that's positive and said, I'm going to take a chance. Just because you sleep together don't mean you're going to get it. But it don't mean you're not neither, honey. It's the decision you have to make. No one else can make that for you. If you found someone tonight and that person has HIV or AIDS, and you start calling the people you know and say, should I go on a date with him? Don't leave it up to anybody else. You make that decision. Because I'm going to tell you what, if the right guy came in my life and he had HIV or AIDS, I wouldn't tell nobody. Because first of all, it's none of no one's business in my family or friends that my partner or soon-to-be partner has it. That would be something that he should be able to share and tell if he wants to or he chooses to. Plus, you don't want people feeling sorry for you. Oh my God, my son's dating someone that has HIV. Now I might have to sit there all night and worry. No. Just remember this. Always take protection. I know that a lot of people don't use it. There's them sites where it says, let's do bareback, and they don't want to use condoms. But that's on you at the end of the day. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want to take all night talking about this because there's so much more facts that needs to be given out there. And I'm hoping to have this interview Sunday with this young couple. But if it's not Sunday, maybe one day next week. Please don't forget, we're going on a road trip. Our first one, yay, Monday. We're going to interview an 18-year-old pansexual female. I think that's going to be a very interesting story. 2 weeks from today, we're doing a phone interview with a lady that lives in Pennsylvania. She's straight, but she's a single mother that is disabled. Why do I want to interview her? Because remember, I said I want my show to be about everyday people and their struggles. She has her struggles, being a single mom and being disabled on top of that. So those are 2 interviews coming up. And don't forget, we have the professor I'm going to interview. And there's some more interviews coming up that I think you would find very interesting. So please subscribe to the shows or mark you like or have some way to be able to come back to them. We are on the air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will do special interviews on Sunday, but this interview Monday, it's special, so I had to work around her time. She has been submitted the questions. She's agreed to every one of them. Her only thing she wanted to say was, it may be longer than 15, 20 minutes like I want to keep it. But no one's really talking about pansexual right now. So I think it is an important story. And don't think I didn't touch enough on this tonight, because this subject will never die on this show. We will always have a statistic on here. We will always show true respect on this show. And I will always tell you this. Know your status. Honey, have a fabulous evening and a fabulous weekend. And remember, if you're lucky enough not to work this weekend or to go to school, remember what I always say. Volunteer. When I was at Beat Coalition today, I actually signed up to volunteer. And believe me, honey, I'm very busy. It doesn't take that much time to volunteer. Go outside and plant that tree. Do something nice in your neighborhood. Walk up to someone and say something sweet, something nice that you wouldn't normally say to somebody. It's contagious. You walk in your office tomorrow or Monday or to your classroom and say, damn, you look good today. But don't say it so you sound like a pervert like I just did. I think I just sounded like a pervert. I'm sorry. But say it in a nice way that maybe that person's going to go along and say it to somebody else. Again, have a fabulous weekend. And please tune in for our interviews coming up, because if any of my shows are important, them are. Tonight's topic was so freaking important that I didn't even get to hit on everything I needed to. But it's not something that will be done. And please tune in next Friday when I go have my HIV test on the air. Thank you. See you next time.